Hey everyone, my name is Kat Fuller and I'm here today with Chantel.
Hey guys.
Hey, I almost said Chantel Sumchin. Isn't that funny? I don't even know your maiden name. It's Chantel Blake, and we're both certified health coaches, and we're excited today to talk to you about how to be healthy forever and the habits we teach. I hope you're enjoying the games and having fun. And we just want to we'll just get started. We're going to spend a little bit of time just talking about these habits, and then we want this to be interactive, and we want to hear your stories, and we want to hear what you're learning. So while we're talking about these things, be thinking about what you've learned from doing the healthy games, and maybe if you have any questions that you want to ask us. So here we go. The first things we're going to talk about are the healthy habits for your body. Now, everything goes along with the body and the mind. It's not just one separate, but these are kind of focusing on your body. The first is water, balanced meals every 2 to 3 hours, activity, and sleep. And we're going to just spend a minute on each one. Chantel, do you want to talk about water?
Absolutely. And all these are going to sound familiar, of course, because you're doing the challenge. And hopefully this is just a refresher course, and we're trying to put it all together. And really, we just want to share our stories too about how we've implemented these, because I don't know about you, but it really it takes practice. Don't expect yourself to be perfect from day one. But water is a cool one. Water is one where I found, for me, this has always been an easy habit for me because I love water. It's very addictive. Have you guys noticed that? The more water you drink, the more water you want. And the clients that I have that tell me, oh, I could never get in that, I only drink Diet Coke or whatever, they start drinking water and their taste buds totally change. So I love that if you just start drinking water, you're going to crave it even more, and it's going to be easier for you to get it in. So make sure, you might need to slowly go into it, up those ounces by 10 ounces a day, but really we're shooting for about half of our body weight in ounces. I actually just like to shoot for 100. It's a good solid number. And sometimes, you don't get quite as much. So if you aim high, then you're good to go.
That's about what I shoot for too, Shan. I like to at least get 100 ounces a day. And I'll tell you what, anytime I feel like I'm hungry and it's not time to eat yet, I drink a big glass of water, and it is the best appetite suppressant out there. I know you've all read that already, but
isn't that true?
And
it's crazy how you can train your brain to do that sometimes. Have you ever been sitting, for example, sometimes I'm sitting and my kids are just driving me crazy. You ever had that? And you automatically, never, not you guys, where, so think of a trigger that you have. Maybe it's you're in a stressful work situation or whatever, but think, okay, you have that stress trigger happening in your brain. What do you normally turn to? Is it you go to the pantry, you go to the vending machine, what things do you turn to? And actually, it's kind of cool because over the past 3 years, this is something that I've worked at training my body. Now, I'm not perfect, but it definitely does work wonders. As I've created that pathway in my brain that whenever I feel that stress, I want a glass of water. It's weird. It's oh my gosh, I'm stressed. I need a glass of water right now. So the waters are great. Like Kat said, appetite suppressant, and you just drink that and really your cravings kind of go away for a while.
I love that so much. So the second thing we want to talk about is balanced meals every 2 to 3 hours. We threw this funny little slide up. Don't forget you are what you eat, and I need to eat a skinny person.
Good idea.
That's how we all feel, right? But hopefully throughout the time that you've been doing the healthy games, you've been practicing eating something balanced, carbohydrate and protein every 2 to 3 hours. And there's reasons behind this. There was a study done by a physician up in Toronto, and he took 2 groups of people. He fed them the same amount of food, the same calories, and one group they split it up in 3 meals, and the other group they split it up in 6 meals. The group that split it up into 6 meals, not only did they lose more weight, so they weren't hungry because they were eating all the time, but they lowered their blood glucose levels and they lowered their cholesterol by significant percentages. So it's a really big deal to incorporate this habit into your life. And I'll tell you what, it is so much healthier to be, if you just think about putting wood on a fire, if you just continually are putting that wood, you guys remember that video from the other day, if you're just continuing
that was so good,
that fire, then it just burns steady, and it's awesome. And that's your body. It just feels so much better. Do you have any
personal,
you want to share that?
I wanted to share my personal experience with this, because this is actually the biggest difference that I've seen. I actually became a health coach just because I've always been interested in health and fitness, and people always ask me, how do you stay thin and how do you stay healthy? Well, I thought I was healthy. And I ate healthy meals 3 times a day. And what happened was every day at around 3:00, I would have this energy drop and I would crave sugar, and it was uncontrollable cravings. Every day I would have sugar and chocolate. What I realized was that it was once I started learning about the sugar and healthy habits and doing Take Shape for Life as a health coach, I applied this. And it's not all about weight. I was thin, but I was not healthy. I had these unhealthy things going on. But when I started eating 6 small meals a day, that's when it changed for me. I actually was able to have more energy throughout the day, consistent, and I didn't have those cravings as much. And I can't say I'm perfect. I definitely eat my cake, but it's not like every single day I have to have that chocolate or else, right? So what?
I just agree. This is so true.
Yep. It's crazy. So this one habit, make sure that as you're doing this challenge, that it's not just that you're committing to do this just to lose weight, because really this is a healthy habit that hopefully you're committing to for the rest of your life. So make sure you kind of made that switch in your brain that it is for life. I want to maintain for life, so I will eat 6 small meals. It's just a healthy way to live.
So true. All right, activity. This is so fun for me, and I love when my clients ask me, well, what should I do? I need to incorporate more exercise into my lifestyle. And I love when people ask. For me, I used to exercise because I was always trying to lose weight. My story is that I lost 35 pounds with Take Shape for Life. I was playing a lot of volleyball. I was working out all the time. I was eating healthy, and I wasn't able to lose the weight. You cannot out-exercise your fork. You can't. But when it does come to exercise, it is an important habit. And now, because I know how to fuel my body properly, I exercise because I love my body, not because I hate it. And I'm not trying to get rid of fat. I'm not trying to run away from something anymore. I'm building health in my body, in my life. And so when people ask me, oh, what do you do to work out? You're lean, or you're this or whatever. And I think actually it's really more about how I eat. But yeah, I do move, and it's important to move, but I do what I love. So if you love to walk, start there. If you like lifting, we put the guy with the dumbbells up just to be funny. But if you love lifting or CrossFit or if you like Zumba or any dance classes, I love to play volleyball, so I play as often as I can. Anything you love is the best activity you can do. And even things like we read about meet points, and you can do things without exercising. You can park as far away from the grocery store as you can. My husband, he in 3 months lost 35 pounds, and he was so busy with his job. And so I just remember him saying, I don't have time to work out. I'm so sorry, Kat. I can't work out with you. I can't do this with you. But just from doing Take Shape for Life, and he would walk. He said, the only thing I can do is park really far away from work, or park really far when you send me to the grocery store, which I tried to do often because I knew you'd get walking points there. But he just did that. And just getting your body moving makes a huge difference. And just do something you love.
Yep. Do you guys have a Fitbit? I love my Fitbit. Makes a big difference to me. To me, it's very, very motivating. I love having that where, like Kat said, it's, if you don't love going to the gym and you're not going to go to the gym an hour a day, kudos to you guys, who actually love that. I'm actually a fitness instructor. I love group fitness. But for those people that just either don't have the time, whatever, it's not all or nothing. You don't have to lace up those shoes and go to the gym. It's like I was saying, parking farther, in behind the lot, it makes all the difference. And if you have a Fitbit, you notice that, like, wow, that really added up. But one other point I wanted to make about this was, we say it's 80-20. Have you guys heard that percentage? 80% of your health is through nutrition, 20% through exercise. And something I was thinking about the other day was, am I giving those percentages the focus? Meaning, like, am I actually spending, 80% of my thoughts of my health on the nutrition and 20% on exercise, I noticed that a lot of people, like Kat, before she started this program, it's opposite. It's 80%, I'm going to be working out on whatever, and then they go home and eat crap, and then they expect to be losing weight. And it's simply, that's not the way it is. We've learned here in Take Shape for Life in this challenge. It's flip-flop, and hopefully your focus is on the 80% nutrition and the 20% activity.
Right. So sleep. This is one of my favorite habits. It is my hardest. I will be completely honest with you guys. This is my hardest habit to keep. I have little kids. My husband and I have a joke that we breed crappy sleepers. And somebody's in our room every night. Now our dog, our kids are sleeping great. We have 4 boys, they're sleeping great. Now we have a dog that's escaping out of her, where she sleeps. And we're like, we're just not meant to sleep. But sleep is so important. And that's one of the biggest things I find with my clients. If they're not losing weight or not feeling healthy or don't have the energy they want, that's one of my first questions. How's your sleep? Because if you're not getting enough sleep, adults need usually between 6 and 8 hours is what Dr. Anderson says. Most people need between 7 and 9, I honestly believe. And I have a lot of experience with bad sleep, so I can tell you about headaches. I can tell you about living on caffeine. I can tell you about all the things that I've done to combat my sleep. But that's one of the habits in our house that we're all working on. And it's so recuperative. This is when our bodies just shut down and heal themselves from the day that we just had. And our minds heal. And I love how I feel when I get a good full night of sleep. Chantel was telling me before this call that she's had nights where she sleeps 12 hours. And I'm just, I'm so envious of that. I could never do that.
It's just been the past couple nights, but pay attention to your body.
Yeah.
And I was telling Kat, I got 12 hours of sleep the past couple nights, and actually I came down with a cold this morning. And I really think that my body was sensing that I needed to slow down a little bit more and get a little bit more rest. And unfortunately it still came on, but hopefully it's not as strong as it could have been. But pay attention, know where your body is, and get that sleep. And I'm lucky my husband actually takes the kids during the night. We have pretty good sleepers, but except for when they're sick. So I put the earplugs in them and I'm out.
Well, and I wanted to just bring up one other thing about sleep too, is that the actual going to sleep process is really important. And I put this slide together just as a joke because, well, except that thing where you shut off your phone and close your eyes. How many of us lay in bed with our phone scrolling through Facebook until we I can't keep my eyes open anymore? Really make a concerted effort, like maybe an hour or 2 before you go to bed, to turn off electronics, to just get your eyes off of the screens, relax, maybe have a bath, maybe just unwind, maybe read a book that you've been wanting to just relax with, maybe have a conversation with a loved one, but just get off your screens, get off your electronics, and relax and prepare yourself for a good night's sleep. So probably ought to get moving. I'm taking too long on these. Okay, so we want to talk about our healthy minds too. And all of these, like we said earlier, they all intertwine, but these are the habits that we're going to talk about in relationships to our minds. And the first one is support. Then the second one is mindfulness, quiet time, and stress reduction. People call it meditation, there are a lot of different names for that. And we could probably do a call just on that on its own, probably for weeks. We could spend a lot of time on that. And then the last thing that we want to talk about today is understanding yo-yoing or goal setting. And these are, like we mentioned, these are habits for life. So Chantel, do you want to talk a little bit about our support network?
Yeah, support is a huge one. It's really why I became a health coach, because I noticed that if you take today in the reading, did you guys read in the challenge that if you take take over, Kat, my son's in the door. Talk about the 5 people that you're around, you're most like.
Your 5 people that you're around the most are the people you become like. So look at the 5 people closest to you. And those are the people that you're gaining the most habits and things that you're going to become like, the 5 people you hang out with the most. So watch out. Anyway, I also wanted to mention with support is that we as health coaches, we're here for you and we love what we do. So ask us questions, bug us anytime you want. That's what we love. And one other thing that is really important with these games, challenges, whatever we're calling them, we love that all of this curriculum that we're reading. How many of you, are you loving the readings? I love the daily readings. They're all coming from Dr. Anderson's curriculum that we use as health coaches. And if we're certified through the Villanova School of Nursing and Center of Obesity Prevention and Education, most of us are certified health coaches here, then this is our curriculum that we teach. And it's really cool. Everything that you're learning in the games is from this curriculum. So I kind of blew by. We got to get going so we can have time for questions.
Yeah.
So
can I just add that this is the reason I became a health coach too, is because you're 5 times more likely to keep off your weight and maintain your weight when you become a health coach. And that's because of the support. You surround yourself with people that are like-minded and you're helping somebody else. So that's a huge factor in support and why I chose to be a health coach.
It's so true. And we have the model of learn one, do one, teach one. And that is what doctors do in medical school. And that's what we do as health coaches. And it's so cool that we've all been through the same process of learning, doing, and teaching. And it's so powerful. So going on to mindfulness, all of the times that you're checking what you're doing, this is helping you learn how to be mindful of your choices. When you go to a party and there's a cupcake and you go, oh my gosh, if I eat that cupcake, I can't check that I was on my plan 100%. That's mindfulness working. That's working. And that's good. That's why we do this. And there's so many, I mean, this is every single topic we're talking about today, all these habits. We do spend a lot of time talking about these, and we could go into depth with these. But one of the biggest, I think, advantages for me I'll share my story a little bit briefly. I lost 30 pounds in about 3 months, and I maintained it for about a year. And then I did one of these challenges, and we were required to do readings and things like this. It wasn't as perfected as it is now, but those readings got me thinking about my choices and about what I was doing and becoming more mindful as a person. And I didn't realize I still kind of lived in this like, well, I'm healthy mentality. And I learned about my challenges. I learned about my triggers, like Chantel mentioned earlier. If you learn your triggers, then you know how to change them. And you can literally change your mind, your brain, to go to that glass of water instead of going to the chocolate or whatever it is. And it's really powerful. And that's what really got me involved in health coaching, is this healthy mind aspect. And that I could take time for myself. I can quiet my mind, and I know how to reduce stress. This stuff is magical as a parent, because you can just stop, challenge, and choose yourself into not going crazy. I'm not saying that we never have our breakdowns over here, but it is so powerful to just stop, realize where you are, look at your options, and then choose what's best and what really works towards your goals. This is why I became a health coach, because I want to help people create the life they want. And the only way they can do that is to stop, challenge, and choose what they want. So
it's such a simple theory, but you have to try it if you haven't. It really does work. The first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know, like that's so silly. Like I've heard that my whole life, but then it's just so catchy. And so it comes to mind. And I've literally caught myself like going into a bag of chocolate chips and I like, stop. So it totally
works. Support my goals.
Yes. Yeah.
So true. So, and then the last thing is understanding yo-yoing. So what you see here is a rocking chair. The rocking chair mentality is, you lose 20 pounds and then you go back to the way you ate and you gain it. And then you lose it and you gain it. And you just rock back and forth in this rocking chair of unhealthy habits. And it's so easy to do, because it's so easy to change the way you eat for a short time, see the rewards, and then just slip back into old habits. But this is an important principle for life. If you really want to move forward in life, then you need to treat your body more like the exotic race car that it is, and feed it the right fuel properly. And this goes with, it's not just about your body. This is why I put this in the mind part, is that as you train your brain to get out of that yo-yo mentality, that rocking chair mentality, that you will know how to properly not only feed your body, but get your mind going. You'll be motivated because you know where you're going. You're not relying on sheer willpower. Sheer willpower dies. Willpower is like, okay, race car drivers. My husband's probably on listening and gonna make fun of me. But how many of you watch the Fast and Furious? And they have their NOS where they put, they have their nitrous oxide, they push in for that quick boost. And that's your motivation. It goes really fast and hard for a second, but it wears off. It burns off fast. And if you really want to keep going for life, then you need to put the right kind of fuel in your body and in your mind. I know. Do you have something you wanted to share about this part too, didn't you, Shan?
I just think it's interesting that it's a simple mindset change. Like it's the rocking chair, like seriously, you're probably doing the same thing to moving forward. Like think about when you're rocking in a chair and you're going forward, that's probably right now. Would you agree? Like in this challenge, this 28-day challenge, you're like, I'm doing good. I'm awesome. Like, I can't believe it. I've lost 5 pounds. I'm doing great. I'm never going to change. And then at the end of the challenge, it's kind of that point where it's either you could go back or you could be in that race car where you just keep going forward. And you're probably doing the same things anyway, but it's really the mindset. So catch yourself. Are you having thoughts that you guys have heard the phrase metacognition, where you think about what you think about? So think about your thoughts as you are doing this challenge. Is that I cannot wait until I can have that pizza after this challenge. Oh wait, okay, that's on the 1st of next month. Oh good, I'll be done. So I can totally binge after that. Or is it, what are some other thoughts that you guys have had? Kat, can you think anything?
I always think about the events coming up. It's always like the birthdays or I can't wait for when I'm not doing this anymore. I can't wait to go back to eating the way I used to eat. Like I totally felt like that at first. And then I honestly, like I just bearing all today, I totally started like a diet. I started in that rocking chair. And about 2 weeks in, I went, whoa, I could eat like this forever. I really like how I feel. And it changed really quickly to the race car mentality, but it's so easy to go back and to find reasons to do the things that set you back instead of doing the things that put you on the right path. So, and if you find your why, then the how, it gets easy. It gets easy. If you really know why and that you're shooting for creating a healthy life rather than running away from a weight you don't want to be, or if you're just trying to win a challenge. We have a friend that does a bunch of challenges all the time, and she's always winning stuff, but then she gains her, she does the Biggest Loser challenge or whatever, and then gains her weight back, and then does another one and gains her weight back, and doesn't. And she finally just recently got in touch with us and was like, okay, I'm kind of sick of being like this rocking chair, and it's a powerful step to actually go, I really care more about health than I do about a weight. And I really just want a healthy mind and a healthy body. So.
And what do you do sometimes if you step on the scale and you notice that you didn't lose any weight that week? If you're in the rocking chair mentality, what do you think to yourself? Oh, that didn't work. Not worth it. I'm going to totally stop. But if you're in the race car mentality, it's like, you know what? I just made a lot of changes. Think about all the healthy habits I did this week. I'm focused on health, not on a number on the scale. I mean, there's just so many things. So really think about what you're thinking about. And, is it the race car or is it the rocking chair?
Awesome. Okay. We want to open it up. I want someone to share with me a habit or something that they've learned from the challenge that maybe they weren't expecting to learn, or maybe you guys have questions. So just unmute yourself and start talking. I might call on you if I don't hear from you, so watch out. Okay, I'm gonna call on, Becky, can you hear me okay? I'm gonna unmute. Yeah, I see you walking around. I want to know something you've learned from this.
I was just a diet Mountain Dew drinker and not a water drinker at all. I hate water. And as I've been drinking it, my skin looks better. I can go TMI, go to the bathroom. But I mean, it does amazing things for your body.
No, water is amazing.
So I'm a firm believer of water now. I can tell when I don't get enough.
I love it. That's so great to hear. What a habit to break too. I know diet soda is a hard one.
It is. Well, I have one in the morning, and then I can't have another one until I drink all my water. And sometimes that's 9 or 10 o'clock at night, so I don't want one by then. So
Yeah,
it's really
right.
helped.
You don't need it. I used to fill up a 44-ounce cup of water, and then as soon as I drank 2 of those, I could go get a drink. I cut back to less now.
And is it addicting, like we said, Becky? Do you love your water now?
It's not. It's still, I have to mentally think about it and carry it around with me because I'm just not to that point yet with the water, but I'm sure I'll get there.
That's awesome.
So I still don't like it that well, but but I like what it does for me.
It gets better. It gets better. Sure. Yeah. Anytime your skin gets better, a woman's like, win.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep doing that.
Thank you for sharing. Is Paul available? Can you hear us? Paul, we can't see your video, but can you tell us anything you've learned?
I'm piggyback on the water. I mean, I've got free soda at work, and so having the water is fantastic. And then they actually installed seltzer water, and they do it. It's just water and then like some lime juice. There's no sodium or anything. So
nice.
If I need like a soda fix, it's really great to have bubbly water that has nothing else added to it other than some lime juice. So,
yeah.
But I crave it all the time now. It's just amazing. And I drink way less soda.
That's so great. I just read a study yesterday that was put out by Vanderbilt University that seltzer water is actually good for you. People used to think the carbonation would hurt your bone density, but they said no. So seltzer water is it's just like just the same as water. So
yeah, fantastic.
I like that study.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Heidi? We haven't heard from you yet. Are you there? I don't know if she can hear us. Julia, do you have anything you want to share with us?
I'm off mute. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just going on what Becky was saying, I'm kind of with you. Water has always, sorry, it's really loud here, but water has always been really hard for me. And it might always be one of those things that's hard for me, but just I get into a routine and make it a habit, and then, it happens a little easier. But I just was thinking too, like a lot of times, some things are hard initially, and then with practice and with time, they become easier. Like, right, we were all born and we will all learn to walk and crawl and all that, which was never easy to begin with, but now it's like obviously second nature. So I kind of feel like that's kind of my journey with my health and my food choices and my water drinking and all that, things that might be hard now, they'll become easier later. So anyway, I love all the challenges and the reminders we get a lot.
I do too. I love them. And thank you for your perspective. That's so great.
I heard a quote today. One of my clients reminded me about good habits are just as hard to break as bad habits. So like Julie was saying, it's like when you get that down, when you get that water, it's going to be just as hard to not get your water as it was to not get your water. Yes. Okay. You got it. You're following me here.
So fun. Okay, Lacey, you unmuted yourself. Good job. Sorry. We want to hear from you.
I was just going to say the support aspect of it. I love the challenges and the Healthy Games because you can get on there, and when you don't have a lot of support as far as your close friends and things, there's this whole group of people that are like-minded. So that's a huge thing for me is the support.
I love it too. And all the friends we get to make with all of our support and these challenges, and just getting to know everybody is so fun, and being around so many people that have similar interests and things they care about. I love it. Thank you. Okay, John, are you around? I don't know if you can chat. Is there anything you've learned from this challenge? I don't think he can hear me. My husband, he's somewhere else.
Mute. Oh, he went back on mute.
I think I heard kids in the background. He's got the kids, so we're good. But I'm going to stop the recording, and I just want to thank